All right, y'all, part 3 on the Mystic Nordic Wild Waters for the Her Nest coming up. And this is the Calculating the Beast. And yes, I understand this shit sounds crazy. It's meant to, so you don't listen, okay?
The largest archipelago in the world.
The Ark key. Okay, that's the Ark of the Covenant and those things. And then the new covenant's being laid out, and the old church is going away. And if there's a new church in the future, it'd be where you're worshiping AI and those types of things. But we can see how with man and phases of man, it works in kind of like a 20-year increment. So like we see flying cars being released now, well, in 20 years, everybody will be flying cars, and that'd be in 2045 and all those types of time frames, okay? And then I've talked about these time frames in other videos, connecting other things. But we're just in a weird point of time to where we're at the end. But since we're at the end, if we have the eyes and ears and the tools and the names and numbers and the knowledge, we can look down into the future and have that infrared vision and see down to a certain time frame. Now it's going to be a little easier because we actually have a 22 starting point to where we can better calculate things, because that 22 is a big starter for the Revelation 22, connecting us to the alphabet. Okay, sorry. Let's carry on.
This
one lonely red cabin. Okay,
is the southern end of Finland. Winter begins its...
One person out there by himself that they showed us among all this frozen tundra. The Tindi Ra, the man of war, the port to gaze, man of war, the jellyfish. That's the bell worship for the gels, or ball worship for man's ruling. And we'll do another video on the old balls and semen serpent, eggs, crowns, that type of thing. So, be about the stolen inheritance and things.
Like grip. And this water has no...
This water. Tea his water. Where's my closed captions? Hold on, people. I like the closed captions. Finland. That's the Finnish land. The wind here begins. It's a tight grip. The G rip, the rest in peace. And the tight is little t to little t. And that is for the weekends to tie the knots together. All right. And it has low. And we know the X is the logo. And the hell is for the low, and it's for the tying the hell and those types of things. Either way, let's carry on. The winter, T his, little Trump his, water. The watt, the elect, and the ER. Either way, we'll carry on. We can just break things down.
Making it easy to freeze for 3 to 5.
The freeze is part of that frozen. All right, 4, 3, 2, 5. All right. You got the 2, 3, 2, 4 on the back side, to the 2, 5 on the forward. Okay. You also see that 2, 2 for the match, for that 22 now, for the little T and the double crown. Okay. So it's the double crown on the backside connecting the little T, the Littel T. That Littel T is now when he's being taken to the cross for the fig tree, and then he's basically growing the fig, which looks like the nut sack or whatever. And we know that the wasp supposedly impregnates the fig, or however it all works in that storyline. But basically the wasp and the fig work together. So either way. And this is also about the May King. All right, the rest in peace, the May King. The May King is for that spring flower. That spring flower is for the bomb. All right. I can see, and also the May is 530 is that 280 day mark on that Messiah. Going to the cross, I think, is the starting date on that. Either way, the 530 date is tied to the birth on the 280 day full Messiah, and that could be tied to Kim Jong-un doing the first little rocket, and then later on in 2025 or 2026, that's when you have the big rocket from China to just set in everything, okay? But that might be a little bit sooner. This is where the mirror on the 22s and 23, or if it's ahead of us, if it's on the 22, we know, but if it's on the 23, 24, and 25, that's where once we get to the end of 2023, then we know when that 23 actually is, because right now that 23 could actually be in 2024 on the 23 year of 9/11, okay? So this is where they have to, where they can possibly be working stuff up to where it's going to be whatever, because I've told you I've been ahead, and since I've been ahead, the things I've been tracking for the past couple of years would be starting kind of on the 22 year mark, and that's why I told y'all that this stuff would be happening in 2022, 2023 latest, okay? So we have all these things lining up for the 2023 earliest, right? But that 23 earliest is lining up to the 22 latest, all right? So either way, if you've been following along, you know what I'm talking about. And then you got the Saw Lion Night Tea, okay?
When there's no
months of the 25 year, the 23 hen, the little T, her, rays, okay? The no ice. It's the vice.
boats and ferries use these channels like roads.
The bow ATs and the ferries, all right? The ferries are well, those are the rainbow people, okay? In one way. And that is the fries mixed up. But that's the fur rays. That would be the Republicans and the Democrats, the beast people, all right? And they don't have any eyes to see.
And when it's frozen over, it creates...
It's a fro-no. It's a fro-no.
faster options.
It's a fro-no. That is a race card. Okay, folks? High speed. What's high speed? Math. Okay? The me.
A massive
Porto line on the hovercraft.
pan.
The Who 22 ER. Because we see things playing out where, well, I told y'all the HIV's coming. And we see now that, 450? That's the 45s being reported up in the old New England. The inland.
Push this hovercraft to more than 70.
And you got the Antifa, but now you got the Tifana, or Tamfada, or whatever for the pro-Israel or Palestine, whoever it is. But now you got that pushing the hovercraft. All right, the Hoover. Either way, the aircraft is tied to the Prince of the Power of the Air and the invisible enemy and those things that took over. Okay, and you got this 22 and 26, so it's connecting from the 22 to the 2026, or 26 on the Alpha, or 911, which would be the 27. Either way, you see 27, then you got the 7 here. So the 27. Push this to more than 27. Okay, so either way, you either get it or you don't. And then the fan is also tied to the Tiffany for the Antifa, which I see is coming with another birth, because you see Trump, he's getting his mistrial now or whatever kind of going on with his trial. And then you can see that that's giving birth to the Antifa, the anti Christ in another way, and she's going to come in and blow people away and expose the whole thing, and she's going to let Trump speak and all these other things, okay? And people are going to get nuts. And anyways, that's kind of how I see it going, because she's the perfect person. She's the lawyer in the family, and then it kind of gives Trump that mouth to speak. And that's where you get the Johnson setting up the John for the Speaker 119 going out, and then the 9/11 replay on the war, but you have Trump's trial starting in. And then I was saying that Trump get that mouth to speak, and Speaker of the House would be great for him to do that divide, but actually it's setting up where you got the Mike Hell Johnson, the ultra-right Bible-pumping conservative, which is the Johnson, the Mike, the Speaker for Donald Trump to use. And then you have Trump coming through the trial and actually giving him the mouth to speak, and then the things that he says to speak can bring the divide in the nation in a matter of speaking. And then we have the My Pillow. The My Pillow will be part of the Jacob and Esau birth, and what comes out of that will give a birth to another thing. And this is where you get the election thing, and then you can see a divide with the popularity vote, with the Moses characters in the red divide, and the women and Trump and all the things that's coming. But the woman can win in a real popularity vote, but that would be like a still. And the way they're going to do this, the way that I've seen it and laid it out in some other videos, but they can do a still, but people really love her, but they believe Trump. So the people, they don't go after what is real, they go after the Israel. Okay, and I'm going to do a video tying in the Israel and the Israel, and the things that's going to be playing out with those types of things. Okay, so I guess I'll keep going a little bit. And that's 7 crown 1 3 1 1 4. That's the 311 on 411, 711. And then you also have the N and A there. And then that's the Trump hand. Okay. And the 7 is the 11. And that for that 88 hour. Okay. We'll end it here. And then continue.